Ta-da! There it goes. Hello, everybody. And today is November 23rd, 2018. It is my day 2.196. It is the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Black Friday. And you get to see me here. I tried to mess with my eyes. I did a really, I don't know if you could see, top black, a little bit of purple, dark purple, light purple. I don't know. I screwed it up. But hey, I tried. Trying to be a little sexy. Makes me, I feel horny. I'll be honest with you. Talk about a couple different things. Might be of interest to you. Maybe not. The last couple of days, I don't know if my cortisol has been off, but I have just been like on full throttle. And I keep telling myself, relax, relax. Nice thing about being off for Thanksgiving and the day after is you can relax. And I've been busy. So I keep telling myself, slow down, enjoy it. Part of me is a little worried about thinking about what happens on Monday when I go back to work and this lovely 4-day vacation is over. And what will that mean? Well, it means we'll be where we were 2 days ago. I mean, it's not like the world's going to end, but part of me is nervous. And like I said, I think that's kind of what it is. And part of me is nervous about the future and everything that my therapist would say. Live in the present moment. Don't live in the future. Live in the present moment. So I'm going to live in the present moment for the moment. We'll deal with the future when it happens and whatnot. So all the same old stuff. Doing the best I can do. I know I'm doing the best I can do. Just calm down. Had a was going to have a first date, and I believe I got stood up. So I got to experience what it's like to be a woman and to be stood up on a date. So I guess that's a good thing, maybe. We asked for this. We get to experience this whole thing. Whoever said it was roses and rainbows all the time. Unicorns, roses, and rainbows. Nobody. One blessing, if there's anything, is that we have had the experience of being on both sides of the fence. We've had the experience of being the pursuee and the pursuer. And I don't know, man. I'm putting out effort, you know what I mean? Not getting anything back. And then like 5 minutes ago, somebody that I sent a message to on OkCupid back in October just wrote me tonight. Like maybe they just checked their account tonight and they saw my note and they sent me a little message. I'm amazed at how some guys are very, or maybe we should just say some people are very, very vocal. And, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. And some people are not. And, it's like they do a profile and they don't really fill it out. And it'll say on both eHarmony and OkCupid, your compatibility is 90% or 80% or 60%. Well, they answer 3 questions and 2 of 3 are close to what you want. And they'll say, you're 70% compatible with this person. And it's like, well, based off of 3 questions? So not really that accurate. But anyway, still trying. And I joke about, being a bitch in heat, but it's like I have this need. I have this need to be loved. And I do get love. My daughter and I are very close, but that's a different kind of love. And so, and definitely, I want to be pursued. I want to be wooed. I want to be swept off my feet like any woman stupidly says. So anyway, so I'm kind of taking things. Ooh, computer locked up. Sorry. This computer is a little weird, but the video is delayed. I hope the audio is not up. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on plowing through it like it's working. But I want to talk a little bit about the tarot. As you may or may not know, I am taking a Druid course, and through the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids over in the UK. It's a course. I'm in the Bard course, and the creator of it, Phil, or he's the current chief, and he's leaving, but he and his wife did a tarot deck, and I was kind of curious, for a Druid tarot deck, what a Druid tarot deck would do. So all the cards are they've got that Obad twang to them, a Welsh Celtic approach to it. But I was kind of curious because in most tarot decks, your first card is the Magician. And I'm sorry, my light might be not very good at revealing this. Here we go. But I'm going to do it like that. That way you can kind of see it. The Magician, oh, boy, if I prepared for these videos, it would just, well, I kind of like being off the cuff, though. Anyway, sorry. I saw the Magician here, and I was like, okay, well, it's a guy, he's a magician. I almost wish it was the Magician was gender neutral, because you have the Magician here, and then the second card is the High Priestess, right? And so I'm sitting here going, okay, well, this is a masculine, feminine, whatnot. Well, not really. Not really. You have the High Priestess, which is definitely feminine. And then a couple cards later, here rocking out, showing the, yeah, baby, rock out. You have the High Priest. And obviously, the High Priestess over here is feminine. You got the moon, you got water behind her. It's kind of nighttime mystery. Whereas the High Priest is the masculine. You can see the sun and whatnot. He's definitely together. These two, I think, could be the Magician as being both masculine and feminine, master of the inner world and outer world, whatever. And then between them, you have the Lady and the Lord, right? Okay. And again, I wonder, and maybe what I'm driving to. Okay, here obviously you have this could be Mother Earth and Father Sky. Okay, somewhat opposites, Sky, Earth, masculine, feminine. And then you also could have these two, which is obviously the Sun and the Moon, masculine and feminine. And the union of those is what it means to be a complete person, which may very well be the Magician. Okay, but the next card in the series is obviously is the Lovers. Okay, I won't show that too quickly. The Lovers, it's the union of that. And so this is kind of what I want to talk about is it to be a fully realized human being, ideally, we have the masculine and the feminine inside of us. And I noticed that even on the cards that you're not going to be able to see because it's in the details, but usually whenever you have a chalice or a cup and a theme, a knife, it symbolizes a union of the male and female, right? It's a phallic symbol and a vagina. But that aside, that's sex. But let's talk about gender. To be a fully realized person, we have to have both of these things. And I wonder, and your mileage may vary, but for me, so much of my early transition or my transition has been embracing the feminine. And, I want to be feminine, or I am a feminine, or I am a woman. I want to be a woman. I am a woman. Treat me as a woman. Call me a woman. She, her. Well, if we put all the emphasis on the female, on the feminine, are we out of balance? And you could say, well, um, you know, I am the feminine and I am seeking my life partner who's going to be the masculine. You know, you could say that and vice versa. But as far as being a fully realized individual, you know, we as part of this journey, we do have to have the union of the two, male and female. And if we are to perform and do works in the world, we have to have these combined, masculine and feminine. And so I thought that was kind of interesting. You know, do we, again, like I said, so focused on being feminine, being feminine, being feminine. And definitely, wouldn't you agree that, wouldn't you say that for the first year of our transition, we're trying so very hard to get away from the masculine. We're getting so, you know, we want to appear more feminine. We want to, you know, makeup, hair, clothes, presentation. Okay, we're getting away from the masculine, which is what we have been perhaps masquerading as, or using as a false front, a false self, or whatnot for so many years. And then we embrace the other and the feminine. And Risa, who I probably should start to give her money every time I say her name, you know, talked about the balance of the masculine and the feminine. You know, that the pendulum, for me, the pendulum's kind of swinging the other way now towards more the masculine, and, you know, the balance and whatnot. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, I don't know if I'm going anywhere with this, but it did strike me as kind of interesting as I read it. You know, the idea of balance. Once again, we come back to balance. Finding balance in our lives. And man, I don't know about you, but my transition all the way to my surgery was like, I don't even know who it is in football who you gets the ball and pushes through the line. I don't know my football players. I'm sorry. I'm going to say an offensive lineman, but that could be wrong. You know, someone who gets that football and, man, they push through the line. Usually it's a big beefy guy, you know, to get through there. Well, that was me and my transition. You know, give me the feminine, give me the estrogen, give me, you know, and I'm gonna push through it and push all the way through the line, you know, and there was no stopping me. And then, you know, if you get to the end zone or whatnot, you get a touchdown, or it's the end of your drive. Again, I apologize, I don't know the terms. And you're like, well, what in the hell do I do now? You know. And again, we look for the balance of that, and maybe some of that's what I'm kind of looking at now, going, okay, what do I want to do, and how do I want to do it, and to what degree do I want to do it? So I don't know. Your mileage may vary. I will say one other thing, and then I'll end it. I get all my clothes, by the way, from Woman Within, who actually like hires plus size models for their plus size clothes. But I would be curious to find out, at what point in your transition did you begin to see yourself? Let me see if I can find one. Well, I've not really looked at this very well. But it's the first time I've seen the catalog. I looked at it briefly, but at what point did you envision yourself, your head here? You know, like, where did you envision, you know, your head, your body, you know, at what point in your transition did you begin to see yourself, you know, as in the catalogs or whatnot, you know? I remember growing up, my mother would take me to Kmart, which I don't even know if there's Kmarts anymore, and I was so fascinated by the mannequins. You know, they were very skinny and position, the breasts, and I don't know. So fascinated by that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to have those breasts. I still do. I don't have what I want yet. Last thing, and I'll end on this too, is I went and saw the new Fantastic Beasts movie today, and I had another bit of dysphoria with it. It's with the Polyjuice potion, and if you're not familiar with Harry Potter, one of the potions that they can create, and I forget which book it is. It might be Chamber of Secrets. I think it is Chamber of Secrets is the first time, is they make this potion, and it temporarily allows you to take the form of another person. Temporarily, like a polymorph self spell in D&D. And in the Chamber of Secrets, they use it to, Harry and Ron use it to act as if they're like Doyle and something else to get into the Slytherin room. So it's a boy to a boy, and Hermione was going to, I think she took some girl's clothes, but it didn't work out, whatever. But later in the series, Slytherin kid gets Polyjuice and has his buddies, again Doyle and whoever, the two boys, they take the Polyjuice and it turns them into girls to act as alarms for when people are coming. I think it's by the room requirement, and I realize I'm getting to a bunch of little minutiae here, but it was the idea of boys drinking the magic potion that turns them into girls temporarily. And that is something that just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or whenever I read it, I was like, ah, damn. And that's when the dysphoria really came out. Well, in the movie, of course, one of the baddies, uses the Polyjuice to turn him into a woman, into an older woman in the movie. And it just blows my mind, even, and if we can humor me for a moment and say that I am feminine and I look feminine or whatnot, feel feminine, whatnot, how not painful, but just that, again, to drink something and to feel more fulfilled, Now, granted, the Polyjuice is a temporary thing. This is hopefully more than temporary. Well, it is more than temporary now, but again, it rubbed me the wrong way, and nobody scoffs at it, but for someone who is trans, that was always a thing that I wanted when I was younger, a magical potion or a wand or something, Anyway, so now that I've babbled almost for 20 minutes, I'm going to end the video, and I wish everyone the best of luck. We just went through Thanksgiving, which can be hard. Can be hard on people who are separated from their families, and it's nice to see people post things about their families, and I had a great Thanksgiving, and look at Mom's turkey, and it's very, very pleasant, but it can also be very damaging to someone who doesn't have access to that, whether they be transgender or not, someone who might be away from home. Back in the day, Air Force ROTC, where I went to school, there was enough time to go home, and so I would spend my holidays alone. And so it is a little heartbreaking, and I can think of two people right now who, through their transition process, are not able to see their children. Their children are being held captive by the other party who's trying to get back at them or whatnot. I think we just kind of have to be very careful. And same way with Transition Tuesday pictures, I would also caution someone against that. It's nice to be, hey, I'm happy. It's good to see someone who is happy, but that can also be kind of in the face of someone who can't transition right now, someone who maybe can't do the hormones or doesn't have it, and I guess you could flip that over again and say, well, it might give inspiration, or hey, look at me, I can do it, you can do it, we can do it, you know. But that's just something I've noticed. Sometimes the transition Tuesday pictures go on too long, you know. After a year, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's just the inner bitch in me that's jealous of younger trans women who have by far, God, the hormones have been by far kinder to them than they'll ever be to me. And, you know, I'm like, oh, I want to be pretty too. And the truth, we're all pretty in our own way. As the song goes, everyone is beautiful in our own way, in their own way. So, all right, my friends, bow wow. Gonna sign off and wish everyone the best of luck in becoming your authentic self, the person that you want to be. I'm not gonna give up. I would encourage you not to give up, and we will be here another day. All right. Good luck, my friends. Take care. And if I can find the button to turn this off, then we'll be super-de duper. And there it is. All right. Goodbye. Good luck.